Guys, big breaking news coming out. Oregon governor says troops not needed. You guys already know earlier today the US president announced that he's going to be sending full force, he's going to be sending troops to Oregon. Now the governor's saying, what's the emergency? There's nothing going on here. Everything is peaceful, but you guys already know that's all baloney. We've seen videos and stuff of the ICE facility that's, seeing some stuff going down. And then you have certain groups out there, and Teeth, they're doing their stuff. In an afternoon news conference, once again, the governor said she directly told the U.S. commander and the Homeland Security Secretary earlier in the day that troops are not needed, and she believes he does not have the authority to deploy the military there. We can manage our own local public safety needs. There is no insurrection. There is no warnings to national security. This is an American city. We do not need any intervention, the mayor said at the news conference. This is not a military target. Alright guys, before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters, a prayer request, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife Jessica Santiago at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, we do have the Cash App link and the PayPal link in the comments box and also description box. Thank you again for your support. Your support is what keeps us on air. So U.S. President says he will send troops to Portland, Oregon in latest deployment to U.S. cities. Yeah, that's the... Again, there's nothing going on. Everything is peaceful. You got all them facility boarded up. Everything is fine. It's like Colorado. What was Colorado? Remember that that video that was trending? You had the Venezuelan gangs, and they had GUN and stuff like that, and they went to a certain apartment complex, and then I think it's the mayor, the governor. He came out and said, "There's nothing, there's nothing wrong here." Oh yeah, you got a whole bunch of illegal, walking around with GUN, knocking on people's doors. There's nothing going on there. So let's start from the very beginning. The U.S. commander says Saturday that he will send troops to Portland, authorizing full force, if necessary, to handle domestic as he expands his deployments to American cities. Oregon, the left, Governor Tina, responded by saying the U.S. commander is abusing his authority. No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's trying to do the job that you failed to do, and that's to take care of business and put those lawlessness behind bars. You're not doing that. You're letting these Looney Tunes group put on their mask and go after ICE agents. All right? They're going after ICE agents. You did absolutely nothing back in 2020 when those group went inside Target and started taking stuff, and all these small businesses got hit. And you guys know what I'm talking about. 2020 was a really, really, really disturbing year. None of these LEFT did nothing to stop it. They just let it go on. So once again, Tina responded by saying the U.S. commander is abusing his authority by ordering troops to the city, which she said is doing just fine on his own. You people are way too defiant to your commander. I never seen so many defy their commander-in-chief. And you're supposed to put out an example to the young ones. Now these young ones is going to grow up, and they're not even going to respect the authorities. They're not going to respect the commander-in-chief. They're not even going to respect their own parents. They're going to come home acting like Roman soldiers because of these Looney Tunes. It says here the U.S. commander made his announcement on social media, writing that he was directing the DOD to provide all necessary troops to protect the war-ravaged Portland. The U.S. commander said the decision was necessary to protect, listen, to protect the US ICE facility, which he alleged is under siege from certain individual and other domestic tea. Now, for those of you that missed the video, I mean, this video is all over the place. You can watch the videos. ICE agents are just they're getting hit. I mean, again, Americans, do you go, again, let's say you're walking down the street and let's say you see a police, right? Do you smack him in the back of his head? No. Why? Because you go to jail for that. Well, these Looney Tunes, they're throwing bricks and everything at them, and again, they get away with it. And according to the mayor, everything is fine. It says here, this is an American city. We do not need any intervention. Nah, y'all need Jesus. That's what you people need. You need Jesus. All right, once again, the mayor said at the news conference, this is not a military target. Again, these people they don't understand. They just lost. They just don't understand what's really going on. Their mind is just blank. They're going by their feelings. Once again, Kotek said that the commander-in-chief did not give a timetable for troops arriving. She told him the Oregon National Guard is not needed, and she will call it up. The U.S. commander, however, deployed the Guard in Los Angeles, even though California Governor Gavin opposed it. Kotek urged the public to stay calm. A woman, you need to stay calm. Saying any kind of property damage or lawlessness will not be tolerated. Let's not take the bait, she said. Let's not respond to what the commander is trying to do. What in the world is wrong with these people? I'm sorry, guys. It's sad. It's just sad. Resident asked, where's the emergency? Earlier Saturday, there was no sign of any federal presence downtown, where people jogged along the Willamette River, relaxed by a riverside fountain, or rode bikes on a sunny fall day. So basically, I guess they're making it sound like it's the Garden of Eden, right? It's perfect. Look at us, birds are singing, people holding hands, singing Kumbaya. There's nothing wrong here. But then we get all these crazy videos like World War III going on out there. Where's the emergency? Asked resident Allen, 72, who said he was disgusted by the U.S. commander decision. Another resident, John, 74, called the U.S. commander statement ridiculous. He pointed out that he was taking a stroll along the river on a peaceful, sunny day. This place is not a city that's out of control, he said. It's just a beautiful place. Okay, so you asked two people. That's great. Now let's put out the statistic. All right, let's see the numbers. All right, don't just go out. Hey, are you left? You're left? Okay, can I ask you a question? No, you can't do that. All right, so it says here, the U.S. commander has also named Chicago and Memphis. The U.S. commander previously warned to send the National Guard into Chicago, but has yet to follow through. A deployment in Memphis, Tennessee, is expected soon and will include only about 150 troops, far less than were sent to the District of Columbia for the U.S. commander crackdown on crime or in Los Angeles in response. Once again, you have the immigration protests that turned lawlessness with the troops' arrival. The U.S. commander also sent Marines to L.A. In Memphis, about 80 to 100 people marched to a plaza in front of City Hall to, the expected arrival next week of the Guard and more than a dozen federal law enforcement agencies ranging from immigration to drug enforcement. I want people to understand the reason why they're sending the guards is so the guards could protect ICE agents from doing their job. I mean, It's just very sad, very sad, very sad. And I'm trying to figure out these area, the blue area. I'm trying to figure them out. I just, it just, you're getting help, and that's the beauty of it. That is the beauty of it. Do you guys enjoy lawlessness? You know, the Bible says in the end time, what's good is bad, what's bad is good. I mean, it's gonna be perilous time, perilous man. The mind has been given up to reprobate mind or debase mind. In Memphis, about 80 to 100 marched to a plaza front of City Hall to, you know what, the expected arrival. We're gonna skip that. So these group held signs with messages such as resources, not task forces. And Memphis don't need no occupation. Memphis don't need no gov control. A play on the Pink Floyd song, Another Brick in the Wall. It says here, speakers at a news conference beforehand said that instead of federal troops and law enforcement agents, the city needs more funding for education, crime prevention, youth services, and hospital. Here's the thing. People need to understand that they're going after the illegal, you know what? They're not. I just understand, guys. I really don't understand. It's just sad. It is. It's really sad. Few details from the Sleeping Giant. The Sleeping Giant spokesman, Sean, said the Department of Defense will provide information and updates when available. We stand ready to mobilize the Sleeping Giant military personnel in support of DHS operation in Portland at the president's request, or direction, excuse me. A spokesperson for the Oregon National Guard, Lieutenant Colonel Stephen, said in an email that no official's requests have been received at this time for Guard support. Any requests would need to be coordinated through the Gov office. I'm going to have to read this part here, guys. This advertisement stuff. Oregon's congressional delegation, with the exemption of GOP Representative Cliff, demanded that the U.S. Administration keep federal agents and troops out of Portland. This unilateral action represents an abuse of executive authority, seeks to incite lawlessness, and undermines the constitutional balance of power between the federal gov and state. Once again, you have the left lawmakers wrote in a letter to the U.S. President, Defense Secretary Pete, and Homeland Security Secretary Christie. Well, if you guys just do your job, we don't have to get involved. I mean, again, numbers don't lie. You guys have a really bad record out there, really bad, and you guys have failed. You let lawlessness take over. You guys don't know. And it just very sad. All right, so Portland, population 636,000, was also the site of long-running and sometime lawlessness, justice group following Georgie by Minneapolis police in 2020. Now the U.S. Whoops. Give me a second here, guys. So the U.S. administration sent hundreds of agents, including from the U.S. BP, Border Patrol, for the stated purpose of protecting the federal courthouse and other federal property from vandalism. Recent groups have been far more muted and focused on the area around the ICE building, located outside the city downtown. That was the heart of the 2020 rise. The building's main entrance and ground floor windows have been boarded up and tagged with graffiti. This is what you call peace. To them, this is peace. All right, so I'm trying to figure that out. So again, all this is peace. Got it. All right. Earlier this month, the city said it will issue a land use violation notice to the city of the custom building because it had been used to detain, who overnight or for more than 12 hours. Lawlessness of its conditional land use approval. Once again, Portland is one of the number of so-called sanctuary cities, and there is no strict definition for sanctuary cities, but the term generally describes places that limit cooperation with ICE. I got a feeling the reason why they're acting like this is because these are their VOTES. And they are afraid because Donald's taking them away and sending them back home. I just feel like that's what it is. Alright guys, so the rest of this I'm just going to skip. But you get the picture. Donald is going to be sending... It's going to be sending the troops. And you got the people out there saying, but there's nothing going on here. Everything is fine. 2 people. One's 74 and the other one's 72. And out of the entire population, they decided to pick 2 of the people that I guarantee support the LEFT. This is where we at right now, guys. Should Donald send in the who? Well, he is the commander-in-chief. It doesn't matter if you're left, right, or independent. If things are going down in those states and the gov or mayor failed to take control, the commander steps in. And welcome to the sleeping giant. That's the way it's supposed to be. But apparently it seems like a lot of people just don't know it. And this is why the when it comes to the school, basically they didn't taught about the real value of the when it comes to the Constitution, the commander-in-chief, and so many other things. But we are being told, hey, Santa Claus, yeah. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. We are being told that. That's beautiful. But the real deal, they're just hiding it under the rug. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.